Need a push getting your spirits, wine, or beverage brand into the hands of consumers? Interested in winning medals like a double gold award? Proof Awards, the ultimate beverage competition, can help jumpstart your brand into the hands of beverage buyers. Enter the Proof Awards. Be a part of the Proof Awards marketing campaign with our partner, Food and Beverage Magazine. All of our judges are buyers, and that's what sets our awards program apart from the others. Our judges head the beverage programs for restaurants, bars, nightclubs, casinos, liquor stores, big box retail, and national wine and spirits distributors. Your brand will be tasted by buyers from more than 15 states across the U.S. We have hundreds of categories to choose from at www.proofawards.com. Be seen by 12 million readers with our partner, Food and Beverage Magazine. Get tasted and rated by buyers. The Proof Awards competition is open for spirits, wine, and beverage brands today. Proof Awards, moving brands into the marketplace. www.proofawards.com.
Welcome to Proof Live, where booze brands in the right hands. On a quest for the best tipple and toast with the most exciting and respected bottlings. Competing for the 100-point Perfect Score Century Award and the double gold and a spot on the top shelf to be sipped, shaken, stirred, and celebrated. Slide up to the bar with the biggest names in the spirits game as they clink glasses with your hostess, legendary connoisseur Jennifer English, for intimate conversations, live tastings, product launches, and the happiest hour there is. Now, broadcasting live from the commodious confines of the swanky Proof Saloon, where the liquid elite meet. Here is your hostess, the Madam of Manhattans, the Duchess of Daiquiris, the Queen of Conviviality, your hostess, James Beard Award winner, Jennifer English.
Well, it's about that time. You're getting excited. You're getting excited. It's almost Proof Awards time. We are on our way to Las Vegas to join our friends and colleagues at the tasting tables. It is one of the most exciting times of the year, not only heading into the time when the table becomes the epicenter of our world and celebrations, but as we get ready to head to this year's 2022 Proof Awards, we have so many exciting new things, including an exceptionally important new category, the alcohol-free. Proof Alcohol-Free is having its first competition this year as more and more companies and producers enter into this booming space where people are choosing to embrace wellness. And these new categories of drinks are going to redefine our world. In addition to the legendary brands and legacy sips that have been around for a long time that are doing things as well or better than ever. So I raise my can and question to you this way as I introduce you to Snapshot. It's brain fuel. And the first few sips don't taste like anything you've ever had. And they don't make you feel like anything you've ever had. And I feel alive and well, and my brain feels as though someone said, we're here for you. Nothing says hospitality like I see you, I hear you, and you matter. Thank you, Max Tucci, for giving us that. But I see you, I hear you, and you're mattering to me. And this beverage says to my brain, I see you, I hear you, and you matter. And I'm going to give you something that's going to let you have a better day, a more productive day, a more engaged day. How do you do that? How do you define what the future of the industry is going to look like when you add new categories? And this category, well, I'm not even sure what to call it yet. You might look at it and think, oh, an energy drink. No, this is not an energy drink. I mean, if you could just specifically give energy to your brain, but it doesn't just give energy to your brain. But I'm not a scientist. I can tell you that the flavors of this incredible first sip, as we have it here in our beautiful, neat tasting glass, is hints of pineapple, hints of extraordinary apple cider, but yet it still doesn't taste like anything I've ever had. So we need to go to the man who invented this, the man in whose roots are a legacy of neuroscience and brain study and pharmaceutical understanding. We're going to go to Switzerland and talk to the extraordinary founder of this whole new category. I'm not sure if he set out to literally redefine our business, but he is. And we're here to thank him for that. Alessandro, are you there? We have our technology. Yes, Alessandro DiNapoli. Snapshot joins us now from his technological, neurological headquarters in Switzerland. Even that sounds like you have the intention of doing everything fantastically well for my brain, for which all I can say is thank you, merci, grazie mille. There are enough ways, but I can think of those words right now because my brain is so happy. What on earth is Snapshot? And I say what on earth because the exceptional astronaut on the can makes me think out of this world. So what on earth have you done?
Well, my idea was finally to make something totally different and functional. So it's a functional drink. As you said, I'm a scientist, I'm a pharmacist, and I worked like 20 years in the family business, doing rheumatology, doing ophthalmology, and especially neurology. And we have some products for nerve regeneration. And from my knowledge, I try to invent something that could be useful and, of course, healthy and something different. And I put in a drink everything your brain needs. So, your brain, like your body, your muscles, have specific needs of amino acids and other stuff, other things. And in this drink, I put spirulina, which is an algae, very well known, very healthy. Ginseng, everybody knows for the brain is fantastic. And some amino acid, some lactate also. And all this had to be natural because what I put inside is natural. So we have natural pineapple juice, natural apple juice, and natural kiwi juice mixed with some sparkling water. And I see that you like it. You see the greenish color is due to the spirulina, which is natural. So that's why it's like this.
So I don't just like it, I love it. And I tasted the pineapple. And it's not just an apple. It's an autumnal New England Macintosh apple that has been prepared for caramelization. There's just this gentle note of the sweet and the tart that really is it's just utterly delicious. And of course, leave it to the Italians to make it the most delicious it can possibly be. Of all the sips I've had in what I'll describe in the most broad way, this category, this really is my favorite. This is delicious.
Thank you so much.
But you said something that I want to go back to.
Yeah.
What our brains need. When we think of our brains and then we think of this category, we don't put brain health and going out and having a fun evening or going out and drinking something in like the same thought. The brain gets sort of if it gets any attention at all, it doesn't get our most incredible intention and attention as it should. But you talked about what the brain needs. I don't think most people know what the brain needs. You talked about amino acids. You talked about adding spirulina. Can you talk a little bit about how we naturally get these things in our diets or don't, and why we are starving for what you've given us?
Well, apart spirulina, which is an algae, but at the end, all the rest, your brain needs some food, like your muscles need some proteins to develop. Your brain needs some specific amino acids. Your brain needs lactate. You learn at school probably that your brain needs sugar, glucose, but actually your glucose is transformed by this glial cell in your brain into lactate, which is used by the nerve cells. So we bring directly what is needed. So that's why when you drink, often the people who drink it said, well, I feel like opening when I drink it and I can focus better. So whatever you do, I mean, whatever sports you do, whatever work you do, you sometimes need to get more concentrated, but without having this heart, I don't know how you say in English, sorry, the heart beating fast due to the other energy drinks, which is another category, of course. And that's what the idea. And the functional drink as a new way of making products, I think it has great future. Drugs, healthy food, and you have this in the middle of natural but specific. So you can do it for your skin, you can do it for your eyes, you can do it for your hair, especially men. You can, and for the brain. And this was the first of my future things I would like to do.
I love this idea. So your dream is to create a sip that nourishes and performs different functions.
Yes.
For me that I would normally either get through my food or get through my supplements now.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. But it's not a drug, of course, because it has to be a drink. It has to be good, enjoyable, and if possible, mixable with some alcohol, because party is always on. It's always nice.
Can you talk a little bit for us about how we get these things now and why with our changing diets, we're not getting enough of the food and supplements for our brains, or that we just need extra? How did you identify that this is something that you could have a positive impact on?
Well, now I know more, let's say, European diet, but I think in the US, there's the same problem that, you do a lot of fast food, microwave, pre-cooked stuff. And without going in the excessive, sometimes you need to have more healthy, more vegetables, more greens, more. And the spirulina, which is an algae, brings you concentrated of amino acid and substance, because it is in the drink, it is treated, it is like blown up in order for you to have easily and fast all the products, all the substances that are inside. Then, okay, the amino acids that I put in are typically used by the brain. So each thing that I put inside has a clinical trial. I don't know if you have the document in your hands, but where you can see why I put them in, and each one has an explanation of the reason of putting it in. And of course, it's not a drug, so it cannot do miracle. But yes, it's the idea to bring what is lacking, and today is sometimes difficult to have healthy.
I am so excited about this. Can you talk about where is this product currently available and when is it coming to the United States?
So today, I must say, I launched the product like 1 week before the lockdown due to COVID. So it
Wow.
Yes, 2 tough years. So today it's available in Italy, it's available in Germany, in Switzerland, and in France. Italy the most. And we just now imported the first pallets in the US. So I'm still looking for some distributors, of course, but we will be there hopefully through Amazon and some shops. And as I'm open to discussion with anybody who is interested in the product, of course.
I love this idea. Can you talk about who is enjoying this and who has adopted this in Europe? Who is drinking this now, and what are they finding?
I had to find some people to bring the drink to during COVID. So I do motorcycling on track. So I found some pilots that tried it, and they saw the difference. I went to see a feminine volleyball team in France. Mm-hmm. And they tried it and they adopted it because they feel more concentrate and concentrate longer. And some opinion, some influencers on the net. My kids, I have kids that go from 10 years to 21 years, and all 4 of them like the drink and they use it to study. So my bigger one, who's studying law in Paris, he always asks me because he gets concentrated, but then he can go to sleep normally. So for him, is the greatest thing. He can get the good rest.
You know, this is about what you make, not what you don't make, but I want to put it in the context for people to understand.
Yes, yes.
And of course, we're talking about how historically we would rely on caffeine in the morning or when we needed to wake up. And when you speak about the drinks that make our hearts beat faster, sometimes that's because of caffeine and other things. Can you talk a little bit for us about how the brain feels about caffeine versus how the brain feels with your product?
Well, my product has a little bit of caffeine inside, but just a little bit, less than an Italian coffee. So, no, in Italy, we drink a lot of coffees, but they're not caffeine strong because they're so tight that there's very little caffeine. So the idea is to give an initial kick, because caffeine, okay, gives a kick to the heart and give a kick to the neurotransmission in your brain. But the idea was really to give a kick and then let the other things inside take over and do the job.
Mm-hmm.
So if you put a lot of caffeine, like some other drinks do, it's another way of reaching the same, let's say, not the same, to reaching some performance, but it's more through your heartbeat. So you have the pressure, blood pressure that goes up, and then, but then when it goes down, you have it's tough. It's tough, and of course for your health, it's not the best. Absolutely.
Can you tell us one more thing about the brain and how the demands of the digital world are asking our brains to activate in ways that we didn't need to have activated 20 years ago or 25 years ago? Today, the brain is being asked to do a very different job than it might have ever been asked to do before. And can you speak to that, because you are our brain guru, the friend in the brain business for us?
But the way the brain works has changed. The way you use your brain has changed. Like 20 or 25, let's say 40 years ago, before the phone, the mobile phone, and the laptop, the computer, you used to say that women could do several things at a time and men just one. And you can stay concentrated more or less well a long time of period. Today, the information is so concentrated, like in TikTok, like in Instagram, the mails, everything has to be so you need a concentration very sharp, very limited in time on one subject, and then fast pass to another. And this is very energy consuming, because you have to switch. And especially for us, I know I'm Italian, not very politically correct, I understand, but for us men, to do things like this fast, we are not very good. Women, I think they're better because of their genetic and their way they see things.
You've addressed this modernity and the modern demand on the human brain, both male and female, and everything in between. And you've given us a way of feeling like there is something that's been intended to help our brains. To me, this is a mind-blowing, pardon the pun, revelation. And I'm very excited to share this. I'm grateful that you've joined us from Switzerland, from your laboratories in Switzerland. And we should tell people that the name of the company that produces this, Magnolia, is a very interesting name. Can you tell everybody what this means?
Yes. So as a drink, I had to find another company, because I think we cannot mix drugs and food. It's my opinion, and I think it's better to separate. So I wanted to find a name that corresponds on what I do anyway. And Magnolia, it's magno and glia. Glia being one of the type of cells you have in your brain, which is not the nervous cell. It's a cell that looks after the nerve cell. It's the one that gives the food to the nerve and tell the nerve what to do. In fact, when you have some diseases like Parkinson, Alzheimer, or ALS, or other diseases like this, there is miscommunication between these glia cells and the nerve cells. So 20 years ago, you didn't even know what glia cells were. Scientists thought it was useless, but in fact, it's very useful, extremely useful. And that's why I give this the name.
Well, I'm going to share with you, because I don't publicize this. We don't talk about it a lot because we're having a party and we're introducing people to things that are exciting in the categories and things that win Proof Awards. But I have multiple sclerosis. And so for me, this is very exciting because anything that helps my brain, I welcome, because I'm going to say, helps bring me back to a level playing field. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I love your product. I'm so happy to meet you,
so much.
and I'm so happy to be able to raise my glass and say, this is delicious. I would drink this all on its own. I would drink this with a grilled cheese sandwich out of a panini press because I can taste all the flavors that go with it really beautifully. But while I'm doing that, I'm also realizing just how exceptional this is in terms of how it makes me feel and how it makes me function. And I'm going to make different decisions about which things I choose because you've given me something different and better to choose. For that, mille grazie.
Molte prego, con piacere. Thank you so much.
Please come back and visit us again, and I will look forward to speaking with you when you develop more products. But when this product is available in the United States, which is now, it's just coming into the US market, we're going to let everybody know where to find it. So thank you so much for being here.
Please send me all the mails you want, and I will let you know wherever it's possible to let it in the US market. Great
work. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Work, and I'm so grateful you've done this.
Thank you very much.
How did you meet these fantastic men? Ian, Paul, it's so lovely to have you here with us. Welcome. And I raise my glass to welcome you. We have the Vice President of Marketing from Zing Zang, the company who makes the best not only mixers, but now ready-to-drink cocktails. Extraordinary friend Diane Mina joins us from her home in Las Vegas, where she has...
Whether you are thinking about becoming a restaurateur or you are already in the business, Michael Politz has written a must-read, The Food and Beverage Magazine's Guide to Restaurant Success. Pick up your copy today at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Books A Million, or wherever fine books are sold.